It really is great to be here. I am grateful. I flew in yesterday. I had to go through TSA, and I did the one thing where you go in the thing and they say, empty out your pockets, and then it goes like that. And they were like, empty out your pockets. And I wanted to tell them, I was like, I do have a tampon in. And I didn't want them to think that they like got one on me, like, I see it. I wanted to be like, I know, you know? So I was like, is that gonna be a problem? They were like, step aside, ma'am. So I got pulled aside for the whole thing. I've never had the whole rub down. And the girl was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We can go like back in my room. Like, she was like sexy about it. She was like, you wanna go back in a private room? I'm like, it's okay, let's do it here. I like voyeurism, you know? So I was like, let's do it. And she's like, hold on, I have to do my spiel. She's like, okay, so before I do this, I'm gonna go over all your parts, but when I get to your sensitive parts, I'm gonna use the back of my hand. Which is weird because she's acknowledging that if she used her palm and like got in there, she might like feel something and get distracted. Like her emotions might get in the way of finding a bomb. So she was like, I'm gonna go over you with the back of my hand. Turns out way sexier to do that. Cause she's just like, oh yeah. Oh sweet. And she's like, uh-huh. It's just way more sex. She went down my face, I licked it. I didn't need to do that, but it felt right. I'm not on any birth control right now. I had to get rid of the IUD because it was giving me headaches, migraines, in fact. I had to do the IUD because I was on the pill before, which I wasn't good at taking the pill. I tended to take the pill like people take fish oil, like when I felt like it, you know? Like, you can't do it that way. You have to take it every day. I would like slam 3 at a time. Like, it was just not good. But I'm good now. Like, I had a thing. My boyfriend, because I'm usually on the IUD, he like, you know, does it in. And you guys get it. And I got the IUD out, but I forgot to tell him, so he finished, and I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I gotta go get the morning after pill. And so I was like, I'll do it tomorrow because they say the morning after. Like, it was already the morning, and I was like, I can't go now. Like, follow the rules, right? So, postponed it. Just want to be right about it. And I went to go get it, and then I like literally waited the whole time. It's not just the morning after pill. You can take it up to 72 hours after you've had unprotected sex. You know, for the lazy slut. Like, who is this bitch taking her sweet time? It was me. I waited 72 hours. I like ran into CVS and was like, please. And I took it. And then again, the next day, I forgot to tell my boyfriend that I wasn't on birth control. And I was like, I gotta go spend another $50. Like, this sucks. But then I was like, wait a second. I bet it's 72 hours on the back end, too. So I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope that medicine works the way I think it does. Sometimes you gotta be your own doctor. I have a show on Comedy Central about sex, and it's like allowed me to be just disgusting with my family now because they're like, she's doing research. That's why she's asking us this. I was out at lunch with my sister the other day, and I was like, hey, where does like your husband finish? Like, does he finish? Has he ever finished on your face? Because we were at lunch, and she got the dressing on the side, so I was like, maybe that is the same in bed or whatever. So I just wanted to know. Fair question. She was disgusted. She was just like, Nikki, no, ew. And I was like, okay, cool, sorry. I guess we're different or whatever, but, and I go, but where does he finish? Like, I'm just curious now. And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you have to know. What are you talking about? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, like, where on you? And she's like, nowhere on me. And I'm like, all right, Kate Middleton, Jesus Christ, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, I'm definitely like a Pippa. Like, I'm just getting it all over. Like, I don't give a like, I feel like even Kate Middleton gets a little, like, she'll take out like she'll be like, give me a pearl bracelet, darling. Like, I feel like she would even do that. Like, she's not above that. She's cool. My sister is just like, no, nowhere. I'm like, all right, fine. And so then I was like, but you have to tell me where then. She was like, I go, really just think about it. And she's like, okay. She's like, I guess in his hand. And I was like, please explain this to me, because that doesn't make sense. She was like, yeah, he just like into his palm. And I was like, hold on, you watch your husband ejaculate into his palm. And she was like, yeah. And I go, then what? And she's like, he just walks it into the bathroom. And I'm like, you watch your husband just walk this little sample to the toilet and drop it in like a dead goldfish and just flush it. I'm like, I don't respect him any. Like, I would respect him more if you were like, yeah, he splatters my face. Like, I would like have more respect for him. And I'm like, I'm never shaking his hand again. I know that. Like, that is insane to me. I'm not supposed to do that joke, my sister told me, because she's like a school teacher or some shit. But she's like, please don't. I told that story on TV, on my show, just like a weird version of it. But I said my family member instead of my sister to like, you know, make it seem like I wasn't talking about her. But then I was on speakerphone with her and my brother-in-law, and he goes, hey, thanks for telling my story. And he didn't know she had told me about that like a year ago. So I was like, it wasn't you. It was actually someone on our staff, and I had to say family member to cover it up. And he's like, someone else comes in their palm? And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. You recognized yourself in that.